My best fragrances in my entire collection, out of $30,000 of fragrances, these top 10 are the best colognes, the best fragrances that I have in my entire collection that I've ever smelled in my entire life. Disclaimer, just to let you guys know before we get into that list, right? This is how crazy this selection is. That Side Effect by Initio Parfums, Creed Aventus are not on the top 10 list at all. You don't want to miss this. Welcome to the party.
I was born to be free.
This is what inspires me to search and buy and collect cologne when I'm trying to find the best fragrances in the entire planet. Before we get started, guys, I would love for you guys to like, share, subscribe, share the page, share the channel. Now let's get it. Let's get into the top 10. My number 10 on my list is going to be Camera by Lattafa. I know what you're thinking, like, James, really? Out of thousands of dollars that you have in cologne, how is this number 10 on the list, right? Of the best smelling of all time. It does everything. For the price, for the smell, it does everything. It's a better version of Angel Share by Killian. You get the baked apple pie gourmand feeling. You get the sweetness from the fruits. This is a very strong, long-lasting fragrance. For $50, it lasts long. It smells amazing. It is so sexy. Listen, this list that I'm going over today, money doesn't matter. So I go from very cheap to super expensive. The most expensive bottle I've ever bought in my entire life. I have it all. I don't care if it's the cheapest or the most expensive. I just want the best smelling fragrance I've ever smelled in my entire life on this planet. 37 years of living in this world. Let's go on to number 9. It's going to be my most exotic, fruitiest fragrance. This is Zerof Herbal Gold. Why is this the most gorgeous fruity fragrance to have in my entire collection? Because it smells very realistic, not synthetic, not over the top sweetness like cotton candy. You're not gonna get the crazy richness like Paco Rabanne 1 million, the original one. No, this one smells like the most exotic, most expensive, most rarest fruits in the entire world. Amazing, well crafted. This is a masterpiece. Rich, authentic, realistic. I like this because it is different. It doesn't smell like your typical synthetic fragrances that you get at Macy's. It just smells like something super lavish. The regality of this fragrance is beyond a doubt one of the best fruitiest fragrances I've ever smelled in my entire life. Let's go on to number 8. Nobody talks about it. Very hard to find. You could only get it online. You have to blind buy it. It's not super expensive, but it is unique. 4160s Tuesday. This is called Capture by Candlelight. This is such a hypnotizing, flirty fragrance because of the cognac, the booze in here. Let me give you the experience that I feel when I smell this bottle. You got the aroma of the cognac lingering in the air. It's 3 a.m. I'm in the West Village. You got your New York City lights, people letting themselves out of the comedy club. It just smells like you poured a fresh shot of the most expensive cognac in the world, like King Louis XIII type of status. This one really gives you a sensual feeling of something up close and personal that wants to flirt, that wants to play, that wants to get serious in those close encounter situations. Let's go on to number 7. By Caso Moratti, this is Quatro PC. Listen, I went to the store and I did not want to buy cologne because I know how I am. When I smell something, I don't care about the price. I need to have it if it's amazing, if it's unique. This one stood apart from like hundreds of bottles that I smelled when I went to Oswald's in the city. It's a milky, lactonic, frosty coconut fragrance with 2 rules on top, drizzled with rum. A very romantic fragrance. This is going to set you apart from everyone else in the room. I like when they put everything I like in a fragrance. I like when they give me gourmand, when they give me booze, when they give me sweetness, and they give me a little bit of spiciness, and they put in a bottle and I get that. It explodes with a 1 to 2 arm length distance of projection. This is one of the best buys of 2024. After I bought that, I had to get another one because I could not decide between the two. They were just too good. Too good to let go of the deal. This was Zerof by Kajal. If you ever wanted a signature scent, you just wanted something to wear every day, you don't have to wear any other fragrance, you don't want to buy any other colognes, $200, 3.4 ounce. Let me tell you exactly what this is. Let me tell you, because you guys already know my style. This is the best fougere in the entire world. If you wanted to smell like you came out of the barbershop with that fresh aftershave gel, but with musk, a lot of musk. This is a spicy, fresh fragrance. The two come together. I can wear this 5 days a week and not get tired of it because it is that amazing. If you want a cologne that smells masculine, no femininity at all, no unisex, just a masculine. What a man is supposed to smell like. Fougere, clean, spicy, musk. That's all you need. A sharp suit and tie for the office, date night closer. Shut up and take my money. You're going to do yourself a disservice if you don't buy this fragrance. I'm telling you, you want a good, solid, manly, sexy, projecting, spicy, fresh, clean fragrance. Kajal. Now we're going to my top 5 best fragrances I've ever smelled in my entire life. Bottega Veneta, 15. I cannot imagine life without this fragrance. A mix of Chanel Egoiste, the sharpness, the Fougere type of vibes. I got that from here. I got the Louis Vuitton Imagination that everybody talks about, their best-selling fragrance from the line. This is better and cheaper, longer lasting, and more unique, okay? And the powderiness from Burberry Touch. Very soft, very calming, but very seductive at the same time. Bottega Veneta, I love it because I get powderiness, I get cleanliness, I get the Fougere, but not too much. I get more of the cleanliness pushing out. And this one is a head turner. Something was this good, it's gotta be something else. And I have that for you guys. By Killian, this is straight to heaven. It still blows my mind today. That's why I don't even like to wear it a lot, because it's such a secret weapon. This is not for the daytime. It is not for going to work, going to school. This one is 100% date night killer right here. It's dry fruits and it's rum, dark rum. But then the sweetness from the dry fruits does not allow it to get too over the top bold. This is the most manly, seductive, signature fragrance that Killian has to offer. Creed Aventus has Aventus. Initial Parfums has Oud for Greatness. By Killian has Straight to Heaven. I can't imagine having a collection and not putting this as my top 10 best smelling fragrance I've ever put my nose onto, because this is a mature man. This is a man 30 plus years old, a guy that already has his life established, a black on black Ferrari. This doesn't play games. This is straight to the point, is bold. It doesn't confuse you. It doesn't show you a lot of different notes, a lot of concoction of everything. It's just the realistic ambience of the rum here. This one smells like a dark rum, but you get the sweetness from the dry fruits. Okay, now let's go on to my top 3. I'm excited because I don't do videos like this. A lot of guys never want to give their signature scents, their secrets, their gems. Nobody wants to give that stuff out. I'm giving it to you guys because I want us to be the best smelling people in the room. Because in a world that only 20% or less wear cologne, why not have the best cologne for the people that do wear cologne in the game entirely? If you haven't heard it before and seen my other prior videos, this is Hautan by Parfums de Marly. This is a better take of Oud for Greatness by Initial Parfums because it's more playful, more sweeter. This is a sweet oud. Now, I'm not a person that loves to buy oud fragrances because sometimes you got a little bit of funkiness to it, which is off-putting to a lot of people. But I don't get that when I put this one on. This oud is a sweet, woody fragrance, very well polished, 12 plus hours. This is a signature scent-worthy fragrance as well. So this is going to give you an experience. More than cologne, more than any type of fragrance, this is going to give you an experience. You're going to make people nervous when you put this one on because they've never smelled anything quite as good, as sexy, as unique, as well blended, well crafted as this one. I want captivating fragrances in my collection. I want the best of the best. That's what we all want. So when I give you my top 10 and I say these are the best fragrances I put in my entire life on my skin, you gotta believe me because I have a lot of fragrances. I have over $30,000 worth. And if I'm saying that this is number 3, it's for a reason. It's because it's captivating, it's unique, it's different. Like a young sultan walking through the palace. You have that sweet oud, which is very captivating, very different, very mysterious. And that's why I like Parfums de Marly, because a lot of their fragrances are super expensive, which is good. Why is it good, James? Because not a lot of people can afford it, which means not a lot of people are going to be smelling like you. Not a lot of people are putting attention to detail like you. You're paying attention to detail when you put Hautan by Parfums de Marly on. Now, number 2 could have been number 1, but it won't be number 1. And this was my number 1 for a long, long time. Hypnotizing Fire by the Harmonist. Without words, I can't explain what this does to me. When I get up in the morning and I run to my collection and look at 100, 200 plus bottles, I put this in its own section. I used to keep this in a vault for a long time because this is something I never wanna not smell my life. This gives me an idea of what perfumery at its finest is supposed to be like. The best of the best. It's like a smoky floral fragrance. Not usually what I get when I buy fragrances because I like gourmand, I like booze, I like very sweet. This is none of that. That's what makes it so crazy, that it's not exactly what I look for in a fragrance. It's just when I smell it like, oh my God, mind blowing, jaw dropping. I just need it in my collection. Papi Chulo, panty dropper, I don't care. Whatever you want to call it, this is it. This is it. If you want a smoky, rose base, very dominant, sexy, unique, alluring fragrance, guys, Hypnotizing Fire by the Harmonist. My second best fragrance in my entire life that I've ever smelled in 37 years of living. But now we have a better one. We have something that crossed over. I didn't want, even if I found something better, I would lie and say nothing was better. Guys, this is number 2 now. What is my number 1? Because it takes a lot for me to have a number 1 if I say that it's better than this. It is my most expensive fragrance I ever put my nose onto and I ever purchased, which still hurts today, 2 months later. But I bought it because I don't care what the price is, where I have to go. If I can get it and if I'm able to attain it and smell something different, better than any fragrance I ever smelled in my life, I have to have it in my collection. You need to put your nose onto it. What am I talking about? This is by Kriegler, Boudoir Renaissance. Kriegler, Boudoir Renaissance, my most expensive bottle. This bottle doesn't look unique. It's so regular, such a regular looking fragrance. But let me tell you a story about it. One day I was trying to go to Bergdorf Goodman, smell some cologne, and I parked my car a few blocks away. I started walking, passed by the Plaza Hotel. Anybody that doesn't know the Plaza Hotel, that's where they filmed Home Alone 2. And then I saw a bottle of cologne in the window, like, oh shit, that's crazy. I didn't know that there's cologne inside of a hotel. I've never been to a Plaza before. It said Kriegler, never heard of Kriegler before. I was like, all right, let me check it out because maybe it's a cool brand. They have like hundreds of different scents. And when I smelled all of them, they were smelling good. And I didn't know the history of Kriegler. John F. Kennedy, royalty, politicians, very famous, important people in history have worn this brand. So when I came across this one, gentlemen, when I came across this one, crazy. Now this is their exclusive line, the creme de la creme. This sample right here of Boudoir Renaissance is $50. Crazy. This bottle for a 3.4 ounce bottle cost me $1,250 after taxes. This is the Ferrari of colognes. Same thing like Hypnotizing Fire by the Harmonist. I don't get booze. I don't get gourmand. This is different from anything that I have in my entire collection. This is not even my style that I look for. It's just when I smelled it, I said, oh my God, this is it. This is also, just like Hypnotizing Fire, a floral fragrance, but it has a lot of different things in here. It's a raspberry, floral tea fragrance with smoke. I got hints of patchouli. If I were to explain or show you what success looks like in life, here it is in a bottle. Okay, gentlemen, so that's my top 10 best fragrances I've ever smelled in my entire life. Hands down, the best cologne in the world. If you have any suggestions, what do you think are your top 10 or must-have for life best cologne you ever put your nose onto? I would love to know that right now because I'm gonna go out, I'm gonna buy it, I'm gonna purchase it because I need the best of the best. All right, guys, thank you for watching. As always, this is James from the channel Terribly Tough. Later, guys.